Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another one of our fine video visitations. You know, I was just talking today with these two lawyers, aren't you? Aren't you guys lawyers? Yeah, lawyers. And I must say they have broken my heart because, you know, they just aren't into George Jones and country music. And I just don't understand. How can you pursue your important profession and not be in tune with these kinds of cultural touchstones? Well, anyway, this is perhaps why I'm so ill-fitting here. I remain a beer guy in a wine parish. But be that as it may, we press on. With me today are two members of the bar, and I don't mean the kind of bar that my kind of people are familiar with. I mean the kind that involves judges and juries and things like that. So over here are Mr. Pat Fanning. Say hi to all the nice folks, Pat.
Hello, how are you?
How long have you been a lawyer?
I need that mic.
Oh.
It's okay, yeah. I am starting my 24th year as a lawyer.
24th year as a lawyer.
That's right.
My. And what did you do before that?
I went to school.
Went to school to be a lawyer?
I went to the University of Missouri where I learned a great deal about country music and beer.
Did you?
Yeah.
But you don't know the lyrics to He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Well, that is true. I was born in 1974. I'm kind of a Garth Brooks forward kind of guy, and maybe not so strong on the Charlie Pride, George Jones era.
Yeah. Garth Brooks. Well, would that we had more time to discuss these things. The other gentleman here is Edward Grime. Edward, how long have you been a member of the bar?
Not as long as Mr. Fanning. I've been a member of the bar since 2002, so only 19 years. I don't even have 2 decades under my belt yet.
Yeah?
So.
Well, despite that, you're making a name for yourself.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the free publicity.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So these two excellent gentlemen are here today to talk to us, I think, about faith formation opportunities. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to quit hamming it up here and let you empty your bail.
Thank you. Thank you, Monsignor.
Thank you, sir.
So the very first thing that we're here to talk about is our parish book this year, Bringing Us Together by Alvin Brooks. A civil rights activist reflects on a lifetime of community and public service. This will be our parish book. We'll have events on this book throughout the year. You can start reading it very soon. The Sunday after Labor Day weekend, I think, September 18th and 19th, this will be handed out after all of the masses. So September 18th and 19th, look for the book and start reading it right away, because on October the 20th, Wednesday, October the 20th, Mr. Brooks will be here at Visitation to speak. And if you've read the book by then, and it's a pretty quick read and a pretty compelling read, it will be a very fruitful discussion. All right? Pat?
Yeah, well, before you move along there, is Pat going to talk about the book too?
No, he's going to talk about some other items. The book is done.
Well, I want to talk about the book. Can
Okay,
I do
sure.
that? Is that all right?
I've read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so Mr. Brooks is gonna be here to talk about his books, and I know Mr. Brooks. I know Alvin Brooks. I've known him for a long time, and I can't say that I'm one of his best friends or nothing, but I've known him, and I can tell you Alvin Brooks is a remarkable human being, a Catholic, a devout Catholic, and also a student of human nature, and someone who is possessed of beautiful passions. I think despite everything he's lived through, a rather positive outlook on human nature.
Yes.
And you know, he's getting on in years now, but certainly is possessed of a kind of eloquence and insight that all of us can benefit from. So I heartily encourage this book. And I also congratulate the Faith Formation Committee on making this selection. I think it's a real good one.
Well, thank you. I think people will not be disappointed. And even if you begin reading this just because you're interested in Kansas City history, the book will, many facets of his life and of our faith will open up to you as you read through its pages.
Yes, sir. Amen. Thank you so much, Edward Grime, Barrister Edward Grime. And now you will pass the microphone over to Barrister Fanning, and he will tell us what he wants to say.
Licensed only in Missouri, Kansas, and New York, not in England.
The choice of a lawyer is an important one and should not be based solely on advertisements. I just want, if I can figure out the microphone, I guess I can put it here. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the programming that the Faith Formation team will be doing this year, and it's something we tend to do every year. It's a group that is led by Tasha Batts and Teresa Albright, and we sort of work behind the scenes to kind of help the parish and the members of the parish go along in their faith journey. And before I move on, I may not know much about George Jones, but I do feel this has kind of a Dick Cavett kind of vibe. So I think we've gone the right direction with 1970s television, from what I can tell.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So the first event, we do several events throughout the year, and obviously given the pandemic, some of the events that we used to do down in Ty Hall, we've moved remotely or done other things, but I do want to briefly talk about some of the events we already have on the schedule for this year. The first one is, in addition to the Parish Book, and in addition to Mr. Brooks, who will be here to talk, on October 2nd in the morning, a group will be getting together at Swope Park at the Nature Center to do a nature walk. We did one last year. It went very well. There are one third mile, 1 mile, and 2 mile distances for the walk. We welcome all ages, all fitness levels. I've been told there will be no running, but I am the coach of the Visitation cross-country team, so if your children have not signed up and are still interested in signing up for a fall sport, please reach out and I can get them a mile walk or a mile run, depending on how fast or how much they want to do it. There will also be a naturalist on site that morning, so there will be some opportunities. And again, this is a wonderful opportunity to kind of get out and experience nature, even in an urban setting, and to sort of have a moment to reflect with your thoughts, which is a major part of what we try to do in Faith Formation. Additionally, we will be doing the Advent wreaths again this year. Last year we did remote pickups. This year we will be once again, can I say God forbid? I don't know. I think I can. Hopefully we'll be in the church putting them together again, and hopefully giving donuts to the children to entice them to make an Advent wreath. Monsignor, I don't know if you know this, I've been advocating for some time to have a 5th week added to Advent, but apparently there's a lot of red tape there, but I'd really like to get a 5th candle on that wreath next year.
And why is that?
I'd like to kind of beat the holiday shopping season. I feel like they get earlier and earlier every year, so if we could maybe go back to before Thanksgiving, we might actually get to spend some time talking about Advent before, the doorbuster sales.
All right, sir. I'll bear that in mind, and I'll see what I can do.
There's a lot of red tape.
I'll take it up with the boys downtown.
I've gotten a similar answer every time I brought this up. It seems like it's a dead end, but I'll keep working. Then finally, additionally, as we move towards the spring and past the winter, we have a tremendous podcast series that Lorraine Gordon does called Viz on Main. She does an excellent job. She brings in guests. She has very insightful, wonderful discussions, and I highly recommend, if you don't subscribe to those podcasts, that you do so, because they are a way to certainly pass the time when you're driving to work or any time in the evening, and they're wonderful podcasts. We also do the Lenten prayer booklet, which I think is a big part of this parish, or at least we feel it is, and we really do rely on so many of you to contribute every year in the way you write and put everything together. It's a wonderful booklet. We feel so proud of it whenever it comes out, and I always think people really do get probably more out of the writing experience than they might even of getting to experience the prayer booklet. And I think, do I have anything else I might have? Lenten small groups, that's right. I heard an angel We'll have Lenten small groups again this year. Again, that last year, a lot of folks kind of moved that remote or to Zoom. The hope is that we are face-to-face and that we're able to have those small groups again, because I know, again, that's a very important part of the parish. So that's my shtick. I'm going to hand the microphone back to Eddie before I say something stupid, or another something stupid.
Oh, heavenly days. I think that saying something stupid is an important part of the human experience.
Especially for lawyers. It's an important part of our experience.
Well, I'm going to say something here that I don't think is stupid, and I really do feel passionately about it. Visitation is a parish replete with blessings, of course, and one of the most important ones is its Faith Formation Committee. In my experience, which is by no means meager, this parish is unique in its approach to faith formation and its passion for it, I think. And the Faith Formation Committee does wonderful work. It contributes, I think, in very important ways to the culture of Visitation Parish. And so I want to thank you, gentlemen, and Teresa, and Tasha, wherever you are, and everybody on that committee for the good work that you do. It's very important.
Thank you.
All right, well, you guys have anything else you want to say? No?
Come to us if you have any ideas, or if you're interested in joining even and adding to our discussion.
Do you have to be a lawyer to be on the Faith Formation?
No, but you do need some legal training, so at least a year or two of law school.
I believe all the men on the committee are indeed lawyers, but I think that's just some...
Almost all the men in the parish are indeed lawyers, so that's not...
Canon lawyer is not good enough.
No,
Civil
oh
lawyer.
Lord, no, just a mere canon lawyer. Why, no. Well, all right, beyond that, I want to mention about our Rcia program. Teresa tells me we have 6 candidates this year, which I guess for this day and age is a respectable number. I want to thank everyone who's stepped up into the roles of sponsors for these 6 candidates. That's great that people have done that. It's a good experience, and if you've missed out on that opportunity this year, please consider it for another time on down the road. Well, I think that's it. Producer, can you think of anything that needs to be added? No? All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll look forward to visiting with you again next time. Until then, goodbye and God bless.